Did you know that Fangorn Forest, home to the Ents, is one of the few places in Middle-earth where the natural world is more powerful than any kingdom or ruler? Created and protected by a unique force of sentient tree guardians, this ancient forest has seen ages of war. Yet it endures untouched and out of time, almost as if it has a life and a will of its own. The creation and origins of Fangorn Forest. Fangorn Forest's story begins with the creation of Ada, the world, and the work of Yavanna, one of the Valar. Yavanna, known as the giver of fruits, was responsible for all growing things in Middle-earth. From the smallest plants to towering trees, she envisioned a world teeming with life, and so during the shaping of Middle-earth, she caused vast forests to flourish. Fangorn Forest was likely established during this primordial era, part of the vast woodland realms that blanketed Ada before the world was divided by geography and the passage of time. However, Yavanna foresaw that men and dwarves who had yet to appear would likely cut down trees and destroy her beloved creations. Fearing for the forest's future, she approached Manwë, the leader of the Valar, for counsel. In response to her concerns, Ilúvatar, the supreme god of Tolkien's universe, granted her request to create protectors for the forests, the Ents. These shepherds of the trees were tasked with watching over the forests and guarding them against harm. In this way, Fangorn Forest and other early woodlands gained sentient protectors who would ensure that it could endure the inevitable changes Middle-earth would face. The First Age. During the First Age, Fangorn Forest was one part of an enormous, continuous woodland that stretched across Middle-earth. Though the forest itself is not mentioned in the histories of the First Age, it was likely inhabited by Ents, who tended to its trees and ensured its growth. The Ents were reclusive by nature, preferring to stay within their forests, avoiding the wars that raged across Middle-earth during this time. The First Age was dominated by the epic struggles between the elves and men against Morgoth, the first Dark Lord who sought to dominate Middle-earth. Most of these conflicts took place far to the west, in Beleriand, an ancient region that was later submerged by the sea. Fangorn Forest's location, to the east of the Misty Mountains, likely shielded it from direct harm. However, Yavanna's fears were not unfounded. Many forests in Beleriand were destroyed in the wars against Morgoth, particularly during the devastating War of Wrath that brought an end to the First Age. While Fangorn was spared, its isolation from the main regions of conflict in the First Age allowed it to grow untouched, becoming a dense, mysterious, and ancient woodland. By the end of the First Age, Fangorn was likely already one of the oldest living forests in Middle-earth, watched over by the Ents who had been created to protect it. The Second Age. In the Second Age, Middle-earth underwent significant changes as new kingdoms rose and new conflicts arose. This age saw the founding of Númenor, the island kingdom of men, and the forging of the Rings of Power by the elves in Eregion. Although Fangorn Forest remained largely untouched, the world around it was transforming, particularly as Sauron, Morgoth's most devoted servant, sought to establish his dominion over Middle-earth. During this age, the elves established many settlements and strongholds across Middle-earth, including Lothlórien to the west of Fangorn. The elves of Lothlórien likely shared a deep respect for Fangorn Forest, but few ventured within its depths, for it was a place of ancient and powerful beings. The Ents continued their role as guardians, and the forest developed a unique, timeless atmosphere, largely unaffected by the changes taking place in the world beyond. Late in the Second Age, Sauron's growing power led to the War of the Last Alliance between elves and men, an epic conflict that ended in the first defeat of Sauron. However, Fangorn Forest did not directly participate in this war, as it lay far from the main theaters of battle. Nonetheless, the destruction and reshaping of Middle-earth that occurred in the Second Age likely reduced many other forests and woodlands, leaving Fangorn one of the last surviving primeval forests of Yavanna's original vision. The Third Age. The Third Age saw Fangorn Forest's isolation deepen as the free peoples of Middle-earth gradually withdrew from direct contact with it. Fangorn became increasingly cut off from the civilizations of men, elves, and dwarves. The nearby kingdoms of Rohan and Gondor respected Fangorn but feared it, seeing it as a place of mystery and potential danger. The people of Rohan, the Rohirrim, even warned each other about entering Fangorn, believing it to be home to watchful, sentient trees and creatures that did not take kindly to intruders. During this age, Fangorn Forest was named after Fangorn, also known as Treebeard, the oldest of the Ents and the de facto leader of his kind. Fangorn himself embodied the patience, strength, and wisdom of the forest, and his connection to the land allowed him to understand the long, slow rhythms of nature. Under his care, Fangorn became an entity almost out of time, a relic of the ancient world and a sanctuary for the remnants of Yavanna's creation. Fangorn's seclusion from the wider world began to change during the War of the Ring, as Saruman, the corrupt wizard and servant of Sauron, sought to expand his power. From his fortress of Isengard, which lay near the southern edge of Fangorn, Saruman cut down countless trees from the forest to fuel his war machine. His armies destroyed trees, polluted streams, and scarred the land, awakening the anger of the Ents, who had long been content to remain passive observers. This tension reached a turning point when two hobbits, Merry and Pippin, sought refuge in Fangorn after escaping Saruman's orcs. The hobbits encountered Treebeard, who, moved by their plight and by Saruman's destruction of the forest, roused the Ents to action. In the legendary March of the Ents stormed Isengard, destroying Saruman's fortifications and flooding his stronghold. The Ents' intervention in the War of the Ring became a powerful symbol of nature's resilience and strength, as they reclaimed Fangorn's dignity and struck a decisive blow against Saruman's forces. Following Saruman's defeat, Fangorn returned to its isolation, but the events of the War of the Ring left a lasting impact on Middle-earth. Fangorn's rare involvement in the world beyond its borders reminded the peoples of Middle-earth of the ancient power that lay in its trees and Ents. The Fourth Age. With the fall of Sauron and the beginning of the Fourth Age, the Age of Men dawned, and Middle-earth underwent profound changes. King Aragorn, ruler of the reunited kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor, likely enacted laws that protected the ancient woodlands and ensured that Fangorn Forest was left in peace. The Ents, having taken part in the War of the Ring, returned to their quiet, slow-paced life in the depths of the forest, where they continued to watch over the trees and preserve the forest's ancient beauty. During this age, the Ents continued their search for the Entwives, their long-lost female counterparts. The Entwives had been lost to history long before the Third Age, and Treebeard expressed sorrow at their absence, fearing they might never be found. This search was one of the last remaining tasks of the Ents, a reminder of their devotion to Yavanna's creation and to the preservation of nature. As the Fourth Age progressed, Fangorn Forest became even more of a relic of the past. While the elves began their final journey westward, leaving Middle-earth, Fangorn remained a place out of time untouched by the ambitions and expansion of men. It was a sanctuary of peace, an embodiment of Middle-earth's ancient magic and natural power. Fangorn Forest, under the care of the Ents, remained a living testament to Yavanna's vision and the original beauty of Arda, a silent yet powerful reminder of the world's earliest days. Legacy of Fangorn Forest. Through each age, Fangorn Forest stood as a symbol of resilience and the timeless power of nature. Its history reflects the central themes of Middle-earth, a slow yet enduring battle between light and darkness, the preservation of beauty, and the respect for the natural world. Fangorn's role in the War of the Ring and its enduring legacy in the Fourth Age highlight its place in Middle-earth as a rare, untouched remnant of the ancient world, forever protected by the Ents who were created to guard it. In the end, Fangorn Forest serves as a testament to Yavanna's vision and Tolkien's reverence for the natural world. The forest's deep magic, its unique inhabitants, and its timeless presence make it one of Middle-earth's most iconic and mysterious realms.